Under the baking canopy of the East African savanna, a 3-ton bulk of coarse skin and lethal ivory lies completely motionless. A massive bull elephant, a creature capable of snapping acacia trees like twigs, has collapsed onto the dust. To a distant predator, he looks dead. But his flanks are rising and falling in shallow, heavy rhythms. He isn't dead. He is being eaten alive. From the inside out. Look closely at the soft, wrinkled skin behind his ears, around his eyelids, and beneath his massive underbelly. Thousands of engorged ticks, some the size of marbles, have anchored their barbed mouthparts deep into his flesh. They are pumping anticoagulants into his bloodstream, draining his vitality, and transmitting blood-borne pathogens that leave the giant disoriented and weak. His thick skin is a fortress against lions, but against these microscopic invaders, he is completely defenseless. His trunk cannot reach the deep crevices where the parasites breed. Without intervention, the sheer volume of blood loss and infection will bring this apex herbivore down. Then, the grass begins to rustle. A low, chirping chorus ripples through the brush as a troop of 30 banded mongooses emerges into the clearing. Each one is no larger than a house cat, armed with razor-sharp claws and a hyperactive metabolism. By all accounts of evolutionary logic, these small carnivores should give the multi-ton giant a wide berth. One misplaced step from the elephant would crush a mongoose instantly. But as the troop approaches the fallen colossus, something extraordinary happens. The elephant doesn't flinch. He doesn't roll over. Instead, he slowly extends his front leg, exposing the soft, tick-infested underarm. He is opening the gates. What unfolds next is one of the most calculated, high-stakes health clinics in the natural world. The mongoose troop swarms the elephant's body like an elite medical team. Using their elongated, curved claws, they carefully pry open the deep folds of the elephant's skin. They act with surgical precision. When a mongoose locates a cluster of ticks, it doesn't just rip them away. It uses its specialized incisors to snipe the parasite precisely at the base of its mouthparts, ensuring the tick is removed whole without leaving a festering wound in the elephant's flesh. For the mongooses, these bloated parasites are a goldmine of pure protein and moisture, a vital resource in the parched savanna. For the elephant, every successful extraction is a wave of immense relief. But this medical procedure is fraught with extreme danger. The mongooses are working inches away from a weapon that can kill them in a heartbeat. The elephant's massive tail, capable of swatting away apex predators, hangs like a heavy pendulum. A sudden twitch from a sharp tick bite could cause the giant to shift his massive weight, flattening the groomers beneath him. The air is thick with tension. The mongooses rely entirely on the elephant's absolute conscious restraint. To maintain this fragile peace, the small carnivores use a constant stream of low-frequency chitters and purrs. This acoustic heartbeat reassures the giant, acting as a biological anesthesia that keeps him completely still. As the hours tick by, the mongooses scale higher. They crawl directly over the elephant's face, working delicately around the wet margins of his eyes and inside the sensitive canals of his massive ears. These are areas where a single error would cause the elephant to react violently. Yet the giant remains paralyzed by choice, tilting his head back to give the tiny predators better access to his throat. It is a striking display of cross-species coordination, driven not by affection, but by the relentless cold calculus of survival. By afternoon, the transformation is complete. The troop descends from the living mountain, their bellies distended with thousands of parasites. The elephant slowly heaves his massive frame up from the dust. The lethargy that plagued him hours ago is gone. He shakes his massive head, flaps his ears, and lets out a low, resonant rumble that vibrates through the savanna floor. He is clean, his blood flow is restored, and the toxic burden of the parasite load has been lifted. This hidden partnership does not end with a single elephant. The health of this individual secures the balance of the entire ecosystem. As the elephant moves back into the woodlands, his bulldozing path knocks down unmanageable brush, creating grazing pathways for smaller herbivores. His deep footprints will catch the coming rains, forming miniature micro-ecosystems for frogs and insects. By saving the giant, the hyperactive mongoose troop has inadvertently stabilized the architecture of the African wild. Nature holds no charity, only a web of brutal transactions where the smallest claws can rescue the heaviest giants, proving that in the theater of survival, total reliance on an unlikely ally is sometimes the only way to escape the grave.